How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Chillin' with Death. You got Damien chilling here and Deathface as well. This is episode 9 here. Um, what you can look forward to in this episode is kind of recapping what we've done over the week, like usual. Same thing as well. Middle segment, kind of the gaming news. And then towards the very end, we have our own little segment of this week's topic being some gaming hot takes that we have, whether that being video games in particular or the gaming landscape in general. Deathface, how are you, man?
What up, man? I'm doing pretty good. Um, been well, it was a good week. I didn't really game as much, but I did finally beat Expedition 33. Completed everything. I think I did that in the beginning of the week. So yeah, I just kind of just needed to do all the because there's a lot of areas in that game, bro. Like when I was going through it, and I mean, without spoiling too much, you just don't know how much there is left to do. You think that uh, you're just gonna go ahead and do your thing and beat it, but there is so much more that you can explore, so many different areas, and so I was able to finish those all those areas and pretty easily because of the build
How
that I have.
overpowered you were?
Yeah, it was insane, man. And I felt like I guess it was random, but I just felt like every time I would get to the next area, my damage would just go up. Um, but it was fun. The ending, it was I liked it. Um, kind of want to. Well, of course, I don't want to say too much, but it was a really good game. One of the favorite games I've ever played, and probably my game of the year for this year. So just have high hopes for it.
That's what I was going to ask you too. Is after beating it, would you consider it game of the year? I mean, it's already apparently, from what everybody says, a game of the year contender.
I mean, I haven't played Death Stranding 2. I know that's another one a lot of people are talking about. So I don't know. I don't know how that goes up against that Death Stranding 2. But for me, I feel like out of because I didn't play a lot of the other contenders. I don't know if you've seen. I think
I
like
know
Blueprint.
Yeah. I know Split Fiction's one of them, and then that one Blueprints as well.
Blueprints. I didn't play any. I didn't play Blueprints. It's on Game Pass, but just it's a puzzle game and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. I want to check it out, but I just don't know if I'm gonna enjoy it. Um, Other than that, I started playing Final Fantasy 6 again, continuing my playthrough. I get off. Now I'm getting off at 11 p.m. So I get off and then I'll hop on that and just enjoy some Final Fantasy 6 for a little bit. I haven't got too far. I think I'm 10 hours into Final Fantasy 6. I had to like remember what I was doing, because I did take a break and to finish Expedition.
Mm-hmm.
So when I started back up at the beginning of the week after I beat Expedition, I was kind of lost and I forgot how to play. So I had to relearn. I mean, it's very simple, right? But like I was telling you, I got to an area where I guess it was a boss battle, and I went in the boss battle not realizing that my strategy was fucked. So I had to redo the whole thing, which took it like I mean I was able to get through it my second try, but pretty much the first try I was like, dude, I fucked up. Gotta restart it. So I was able to beat it and continue on with the story on that game. It's real fun, man. I'm really enjoying it. Uh,
Do you know how?
I
Do you know how long of a game it is?
um I did look it up. I think it's like
Oh wow.
30 to 40 hours long. I think I'm not too sure. I can't imagine a game like this being that long, you know,
Yeah.
but maybe it is. Uh, because I was surprised, kind of like uh the section I just finished, the way they went about it. I wasn't expecting it to do what it did. You kind of just um if anybody out there played Rebirth, it kind of like or remake. I know you didn't finish remake, but there's instances where what happens in Final Fantasy VI, it kind of happens at the same in Final Fantasy VII. Of course, it's just 1 year apart. Compared, well, not 1 year apart, but 1 6 to 7, so that they have the same kind of like what do you call it, structure,
Hmm.
in the games, and how the story goes. And it was just interesting to see because after playing seven, very similar in certain aspects. But other than that one, I was just playing Stellar Blade just like an hour ago. Finally,
Okay.
yeah. So I had to relearn how to play that too. I was getting my ass kicked, but I was doing a lot of the first open area. I was doing a lot of the side quests, just exploring, collecting the loot, collecting. I fought another boss, and I didn't think I was gonna be able to beat him because I'm not too sure. Like if there's sections in this game where you have to come back because you're just not powerful enough. I wasn't too sure if this game had that, but so I went into this boss battle knowing it was a boss battle because when you're playing a game, you see a big old wide open
Yeah.
area and you're like, oh shit, it's a boss fight. So I went in there. Uh, I did good. I took him down and I got some rewards out of that. So definitely had to relearn how to do the whole parry mechanic and the abilities and stuff. And I'm unlocking a lot of outfits, bro. It's insane. The outfits, especially for Stellar Blade.
I've heard and
Uh,
seen. Yeah.
yeah, but it's been a fun time. The music is great, like I was saying. So I cannot wait to. So I'm gonna be playing Stellar Blade and Final Fantasy VI, kind of like you
Back to
know
back.
back to back. So try to get those done and then move on to some other games.
Cool. Cool. Kind of keeping the RPG train rolling. For me, same thing. Haven't I don't know. Haven't really been playing too much. The only thing I have been playing throughout the whole week is still more of Tears of the Kingdom. I text you sometimes about my progress of it, and I'll sometimes not ask for help, but kind of see if you remember certain spots, that kind of thing. Um, yeah, just been continuing that. I sent you a picture that I've put in like a little bit over 30 hours, which is insane to me because I don't do that anymore. Um, and I can see that being true because there are times where I'm playing and I'll start playing from at like 9 p.m. and I'm still there playing till like about 1:30 a.m. So I can definitely see that being true. Um, I know last time I mentioned that I'm still kind of finding out more things about it, like the fact that there's like a underground part of the map, which I thought was still pretty fucking crazy. So I did a little bit more of exploring in there. But I did kind of stop just because I've come to learn that that's like a really difficult area. Um, it's not difficult in the sense of like the enemies are difficult or anything like that, but like there's that gosh, what is it called? I think it's called gloom or something like that, where that it's like a that red puddle where you step on and it like permanently takes away your health up until you know get it restored or until you die. And at that point, I didn't have that many hearts. I think I only had about like 6 or 7. So I was like, I'll just come back to this area. But I do want to keep exploring it just because I did find a chest that gave me like a classic Link headpiece. So curious to still kind of explore it later on, see what else I can find. I know that there is something else in there that is a classic piece of armor or headpiece, I guess you could say. That I'll probably somehow, some way, eventually get to it. But besides that, I've mostly been doing the main quest part of it. Finally, um, last couple of weeks I've just been exploring, just seeing what else I can find because I really didn't know where to go for the main quest. And then finally, I just hovered over the main quest tab and just kind of went through with it, see exactly where everything is, found it. I did knock out 2 regions now, so I'm on to the third one. And to my understanding, you don't really have to do it in a specific order as long as you do them. But yeah, I'm on the third one now. The third one that I'm on, so I've knocked out the water one and the water region and the gosh, what was it? The wind region, the one where you go up in the sky and you get on that boat. The first one, that water region, I did have to unfortunately look up on YouTube just to see what to do because yeah, you gotta. well, I'm not gonna spoil it, but you had to do something to kind of figure out the puzzle there. I did look it up, only for one part, I will say. Then the next region where you're up in that ship, did not have to look it up on YouTube. So I was very proud of myself there. Third region that I'm on right now, I don't know. I might have to resort to YouTube because it's pretty confusing. It is in that sand area. So I'm already pretty lost walking through the sand because it does cover your entire map where you can't see where you're going or anything like that. So that's what I'm doing right now. Besides that, though, I think for 4th of July, I was at my parents' house, had family over. We did play some Mario Party, which was pretty fun, but also very stressful. Um, Other than that, that's kind of really it. Another thing that I have not what I wouldn't say been getting back into, but trying to look more into it is, and we kind of spoke about it yesterday. Some Pokemon cards. Earlier today, we knocked out some laundry, and that place, Pure Joy, the one that I told you about, uh, happens to be right next to that place that we went to. So while we were doing that, we went in there and checked it out. Right now, really, all I was looking for was just kind of some Pikachu cards. Saw some pretty cool, but I wouldn't say out of my budget, but just really didn't want to spend that right now. It's anywhere I saw some anywhere between like 30 to like $60, but didn't really want to do that right then and there. So other than that, yeah, it's kind of all I've been doing. Just Tears of the Kingdom and some more digging into Pokemon cards.
I was gonna ask you, do they sell singles there?
They sell
So,
singles.
so you can like
This,
take in, say, you open a pack, whatever, and it's worth a good amount of money. You can take it in and like kind of say if they can
yeah,
sell it for you and stuff.
yeah, yes, yeah, you can do that. I don't think they do trades, but I did see somebody while I was there walk up and be like, "Hey, would you guys take this card for something?" But at that point, I was already walking out, so I don't know. Maybe they do trades. I'm not too sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what I've been up to this whole week. Pretty good week so far. It's been raining here, so it's been some pretty good gaming week for sure. Uh, so let's go ahead and get into some gaming news. Um, Gonna go down the list here that I have. So we'll go first off of this one here. Mario Strikers did get added to the GameCube NSO, which is a little separate app to play GameCube games. I did play a little bit of it. I just told you I played maybe about 30 minutes of it. It's a soccer game for those of you who don't know. I'm not a sports guy at all whatsoever, but Mario always has a way of making it interesting. So I did try it out. Pretty fun. I was mostly just playing by myself, so pretty fun. A little bit to get used to. Not really much more I can say about it other than it's on there. Not sure what's coming out next. They haven't given us like a what's it called, a roadmap as to what comes out and when it comes out, but I would like to safely assume that maybe there's going to be a game every month or so.
Is there like a specific game that you're really looking forward to?
That's crazy that you asked me that because that was the question I was going to ask you. Um, a game specifically that I'm looking forward to. Um, I have two. One of them is, and I don't know if this one was confirmed because there are some that were confirmed. Um, One of them I am looking forward to is hopefully the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, just because um, from what I've seen and heard is that one is a little bit more on the serious side, kind of like I guess how Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom was, but at the time that was the one that kind of really took it more serious. Um, so I'm looking forward to that one, seeing if that one gets added on there, and I am looking forward to seeing if they do end up adding maybe Sonic Adventure 2, because those did come out on there. Originally, they came out on Dreamcast, but then they were ported over to the GameCube. But I'm not too sure how they're doing it. I don't know if they're going to go the route of specifically putting GameCube exclusives on there. So I'm not sure. We'll see. I know one for sure that people really want to get on there is Smash Melee. I think that's the one for the GameCube. Uh, but yeah, a lot of people want to see that one for sure. But yeah, those are the two that I'm looking forward to if that happens.
Oh yeah, so what's up?
Next up, we have. I'm gonna save this. Actually, I'm gonna save this for the very end. Actually, so next up we have Beavis and Butthead is in Black Ops Six, and funny enough, we did play some Black Ops Six yesterday for the first time in about a month or two, and yeah, I mean, I had some fun with it. It is behind I wouldn't say a battle pass, but an event pass. Which every time they have an event, it's like $10 for the event, like the premium version of it, because I think the free tiers are Coach and Todd, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So they have a free one where, yeah, the first skin that you do get is the Coach, and then in the middle you get Todd, and you get little knickknacks here and there. I was telling Deathface yesterday that I thought it was really cool that for $10 you basically get four free skins. So if you guys are huge fans of Beavis and Butthead like me and Deathface are, I definitely would say go for it. And or if you're fans of Black Ops 6. But yeah, we had some fun. I am looking forward to unlocking Butthead. He is the last one there. All we were really playing was some multiplayer and Warzone.
Or,
Yeah, we
or-
were playing Warzone, and yeah, and I think we played maybe like 3 hours, and we're already almost done through that event pass. So it's been pretty fun.
yeah, I think right before or right when we got off, I was looking at the progress. I just need the last two, which
Okay.
is uh, it's like the little thing you can put on your gun and Beavis is
Yeah.
talking or whatever, and then of course Butthead. So, uh, yeah, man, I didn't spend a lot of money on Black Ops Six. I think I did buy the first season pass,
Mhm.
and then I didn't buy any tracer packs. And then I did buy that Squid Games pass, but I didn't even finish it, so I just wasted $10 right there. But
Weren't you on the last one too?
I think so, yeah. And then I forgot about it. We weren't playing consistently, and it's just uh, I wasn't able to get that Black Mask Squid Games dude. So
Hmm. So
fortunately,
speaking of tracer packs, they did also add the bundle for Beavis and Butthead where they're all geared out with like military shit on there. Um, I honestly prefer just the normal original skins that they already have. So there's that for y'all if y'all are looking forward to that. Speaking of the tracer packs that you mentioned, the only ones that I've bought, I think, in Black Ops 6 is the Jay and Silent Bob ones. I did want to buy the other ones of them, of Bluntman and Chronic, but I mean, I was fine with just Jay and Silent Bob. Next up with Black Ops 6 still, we have American Dad skins that are still going to be added to Black Ops 6, which I, I I don't know. I think they're just going crazy now. I mean, they have Beavis and Butthead. I thought that was already pretty crazy, but American Dad is. I mean, especially the ones that are coming. You got, uh, gosh, what's his name? Stan Smith, and then you have Roger the alien. Which, if you know the show, Roger's a small little alien. But in this one, just like they did with Fortnite, with Rick and Morty, I don't know the character's name, but one of them, they put him in like a mech suit. They're doing the same thing with this one in Black Ops 6. They're putting Roger in a mech suit, and it's just fucking funny. Especially the other skins that they have for him, which are like a chick and some other skin for him. I don't know. It looks funny, and it's just crazy that we're in a time like this in Black Ops or in Call of Duty in general where they're adding this kind of shit.
yeah, because I remember how they were saying that Black Ops 6 was going to be more realistic,
Hmm.
and then they're coming out with stuff like this, and a lot of people have a lot to say about that. But I mean, it is what it is.
I will say this confidently that I'm not getting that pack whatsoever.
Oh
If
hell
it
no, me neither.
if it was an event, uh, I mean whatever, maybe, but no, I'm not spending. Dude, packs are like $30 now. Like I don't think there's like a 20. What is it? $20? Yeah, I don't think
Mm.
they have that anymore.
You know,
Uh,
speaking of the packs, bro, the one that we both missed out on that I'm still pissed about was the Terminator packs.
mm,
We didn't even get the
there was an event for it.
yeah, it was an event. It was I think if you when you bought it, you got the Arnold Schwarzenegger one, right?
Yeah,
And
dude,
then
I've not seen a single person with the Arnold Schwarzenegger one.
yeah, they're just using the Exos
Hmm.
the T what is it? T 1000.
Think so.
But
Um, but yeah, that's kind of really it for Black Ops. Yeah, we've just been playing that. We forgot to mention that in our beginning bit, but yeah. that is what you can look forward to in Black Ops currently. Next up, we have Neil Druckmann steps away from season 3 of The Last of Us to focus more on Naughty Dog and future projects. And I can't really say too much about that other than I don't. A lot of people are giving this negative reception as like, oh yeah, he can't. It's good. It's a good thing that he stepped away because he already ruined Last of Us enough. Uh, both the games and the show, which I have yet to finish season 2 of Last of Us. So that's why I'm saying I can't really speak much of that. I know season 3 is confirmed for Abby having the lead role in that. So I guess we're going to get more of Abby's side of it. But what I can say is that I'm glad, I guess, in the sense that he is going to at least, not step away for nothing and actually focus on Naughty Dog and future projects. So, we got Intergalactic coming up sometime in the next couple of years. So looking forward to see what he does with not only Intergalactic but future projects, maybe some remakes, maybe some new IPs. We'll see.
Yeah, I did watch the show, and I would like to talk about it, but obviously I don't want to say anything 'cause spoilers for Damien chilling here. But I was seeing that people were upset that he left because supposedly he directed the best episode, um,
The best
and,
episode in best
and
episodes or best episode?
the best episode in this last season,
Oh,
season
okay.
two, and I think it was because I feel like the best episode. Uh, what episodes did you watch up until just the first one?
No, I got I think I left off on episode 4.
Four.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean I got past the big moment. So it might
Okay,
have
okay,
it might have been like halfway through 3 or maybe at 4.
okay. So I'm not. See, I don't remember what episode they're talking about, but supposedly he directed what people claim to be the best episode in season two, and I think it's good in the sense that he's stepping away to focus more on the video games,
Mhm.
that they're currently working on, and then I don't know what that secret project is that they're working on.
That's right. I did forget about another project. Yeah.
A lot of people hope it's Last of Us Part Three. Me personally, being Last of Us Part One being my favorite game of all time. Part Two, not so much, but I mean, I don't know how I feel about a Part Three, just because Part Two for me, I really wanted to just be I really just wanted to take control of Ellie the whole time. I wanted to see like what story she was gonna have, and then for them to go the route that they did, I was a little disappointed on the story. It was a great story, and like don't get me wrong, a lot of people give it a lot of praise. The gameplay is amazing, the story is good. I was able to look past it, and I thought it was really cool the way they did it. It just wasn't something I was expecting going into The Last of Us Part Two. Um, and then season three of the show, it's gonna be Craig working on it, writing it, and everything like that. I mean, like without saying too much, we'll just see how it is.
Yeah, like I said, you said it best. That yeah, I think it is a good thing that he's at least going to be focusing on the video game side of it. I don't know if I remember this correctly, but Neil did say something about like that he has an idea for Tommy, right? Is that not something he said?
Yeah, he said they have an idea for Last of Us Part Three. I think he has it written, um, and but we don't know if
Yeah,
I, I I'm not too sure if it is with Tommy.
oh,
I
okay.
know I know a lot of people want to see um, Tommy and Joel, what they went through after the outbreak. Um, so I don't know if he confirmed that that's what they had in mind, or it was the fans that want that. But he did at least confirm that he has an idea for the third game,
Oh, okay.
and he has it written, I think, and it's just up to, I guess, them to see if they're actually going to do it. I think the fans are the ones that want to see Joel and Tommy's story.
I think with how big and popular The Last of Us is, I think one thing that they could do is obviously just evolve more from that story, um, or not the story, but the game in general. Introduce new characters. Maybe while the events of Last of Us 1 and 2 were going on, I don't know, something like that. I feel like they can definitely do a lot more with more characters that they want to introduce. Next up, we have Helldivers 2 is releasing on the Xbox, which I didn't play Helldivers 2 too much. Um, I did end up buying it. I don't think I ever told you, but I did end up buying it. Gosh, I don't remember. Maybe around the same time that it came out, or like a little bit later. But it definitely for me seemed like you had to have multiple people with you to play it. Like you cannot play this solo. At least my personal experience. But I mean, it was fun. I thought it looked really good. The gameplay was pretty good. So Xbox fans are going to be getting that. I've seen some negatives. Of course, there's always going to be a negative somehow, some way, um, of PlayStation people being upset that this is coming to Xbox. Which, funny enough, I had a conversation with this subject with my dad, where he thought it was pretty funny too that people are getting upset about it, and it's mostly, like I said, the PlayStation people that are getting mad that it's going over because it's like, yeah, y'all have to resort to our stuff, blah blah blah, and it's just like, come on, dude. I mean, they're upset because another one of their properties going to Xbox, and it's like, well, I mean, what does it matter? If you guys are getting so upset about it, you guys already had it. Now it's somebody else's turn. I don't know. Like I said, really cool that Xbox people are going to be able to experience Helldivers too.
Yeah, I think that's cool. I mean, as long as it for me, if it goes to Steam, if it's you know what I mean.
It's on Steam.
I mean, it's on. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like,
Oh,
say something like, I understand the problem when people have an issue when like say if Ghost of Tsushima were to come out on Xbox.
mm-hmm.
I understand that. But when something comes out, on Steam and all that, it's already on Steam. I feel like it's where Xbox
You're
people
right.
are already
Yeah.
playing it. You know what I mean? Because I mean, it's Microsoft, so to me, it's a multiplayer game. I feel like any multiplayer game should be played by PlayStation, Xbox, but by everybody, man. I mean, why would you just want to limit yourself and just say if you have a homie that you just met from work or something, and he has an Xbox and you have a PlayStation, and then you guys can't game, especially a multiplayer game. So I don't see the issue. People just
Like I said, yeah, somehow, some way, every time something with gaming happens, there's just always an uproar, like no matter what it is.
yeah.
Funny enough, if I saw it correctly, I think it's coming out the same day that Gears comes out on the PlayStation. So, pretty funny coincidence there. We got two more news pieces here that kind of go hand in hand, but I'm gonna save the last one because I think it's the biggest and craziest part of it. But we got the next one that we have is Forza Motorsport is canceled. They're just going to continue with Forza Horizon. Now, Forza Motorsport, I have played it. I've played the one that came out when the Xbox One came out, and I mean, I thought it was fun. It was just your typical racing game, and yeah, that's the difference between these two. Motorsport is like the more racing on a track, that kind of thing, while Forza Horizon is the kind of open world one where you can go everywhere, with any vehicle. So I wouldn't say that I'm upset about that, but I mean, Forza Horizon is a lot more popular. I think it's something that more people can get into. Motorsport, that does suck for the community that did like those games. I know that when they were coming out with the Horizon games, people were wanting another Motorsport because I think the last one was the one that came out on the Xbox One, which was like in 2013, 2014, one of those years. And it wasn't until I think maybe a year or two ago that the newest Motorsport came out. So, um, anyways, that does suck that it got canceled. I don't know if it's something that they're just not ever going to do again, but again, they're going to focus more on Forza Horizon. Forza Horizon is fun. They're beautiful games, especially the last one. Unless I'm thinking about the one before that. One of them I played. Beautiful game, really fun as well.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played any of the Forza's games, so don't really have much to say about that, but
I'm sure you've seen it though.
yeah, yeah, I've seen them. Yeah, they look. I remember when I don't remember which one. This was a way back then. Well, not way back then, but when it came out on Xbox, I think Xbox
Hmm.
One, they were making a huge deal about it because of how good it looked. And then they've just gotten better over time. But I still have yet to play a Forza. Um, I stopped playing racing games a while back for what reason I have no idea. Um, but that does suck, for those track fans. Um, I did play some of the racing track games, back then, and
Hmm.
I was never a huge fan of them. I always loved the street racing games. Um, and then I always, see I don't even know what games that were where you can go, everywhere in the country. Thought that was real cool, but like I said, I just never played them. But that
Ye-
sucks.
Yeah,
Um,
with motorsport, same thing. I didn't really ever play it, just besides the one that came out with it. I think it actually came with the Xbox One, but same thing like you. I The only other racing games that I did play was, and I don't even know if it's considered a racing game. I mean, I think it is. You remember the Burnout games?
yeah,
Yeah, I remember playing that, and then of course I also grew up with like Ridge Racer, some of the Need for Speeds, and then I know there was also a pretty big fan base for Midnight Club and stuff like that too. So all right, so we are on the last piece here, which is Xbox has canceled Perfect Dark and shut down the studio making it. I wanted to save this one to the end because, like, wow, that's actually really crazy. I was really looking forward to this game, especially not only when they first announced that they were making the game, but when they first showed it off too, dude, it looked insane. I think one of the studios that was working on it was Crystal Dynamics, which are the people that made the reboot of Tomb Raider, and I'm pretty sure they also continued on with the other ones. So, again, really crazy that this got canceled. I was looking forward to it because it is a rare IP, and we haven't seen that since the 360. I think when the 360 originally first came out, the Perfect Dark Zero, I think is what it was called. Um, but yeah, that just, I don't know. I can't say it enough. It just really sucks. Not only did that happen, but I mean, a lot of layoffs happened at Xbox as well.
yeah. I know you're looking forward to that game. You were hoping that they're gonna show it at the Xbox showcase,
Hmm.
remember?
Yep.
And then for them to, I mean, not only just Perfect Dark being canceled, another game. Um, the ZeniMax Studio was working on the people who do ESO. They canceled the MMO. It was codename Blackbird, I believe. And from what I heard, it was like a futuristic MMO, kind of I think in the same world as Starfield. I could be wrong, but that's what I saw on a video where that had came out that day. All these layoffs happened. I guess the guy um, that covers news, it just popped up on my feed, and I was looking at it, and I was like, "Wow, this is crazy." Another game that was canceled was Everwild. It was announced in 2019. I personally never seen the trailer up until I think yesterday. I looked it up, and I was like, "Okay." I mean, the art looked very very interesting. It looked really like a real beautiful game, and it just sucks, man, that 9,000 employees,
Yeah, it was a
getting laid
lot.
off. And it was a lot of, from what I heard, it was a lot of like big, like leads, management positions that they let go, and then a few people, a few main head people from some of these studios, they decided to step down because of all this going on.
Hmm.
They all their projects getting shut down. So I could imagine how all these people that lost their jobs are feeling right now, man. And it just sucks that some of these games, we're never gonna see them.
It Another kind of similar news bit that I meant to talk to you about it. I don't know if you saw also too that somebody from Microsoft or maybe even Xbox themselves, they came out and basically said, yeah, no, like Xbox has no interest in like the hardware market. which I don't know how much validity there is to that, but I mean, I can kind of see that. And the reason why I say I don't know how much validity there is to that is because I mean they are already, they're already confirmed that there is a next hardware. Um, and I thought that this would go kind of hand in hand, considering the layoffs, and that kind of thing. I mean, by the time, who knows, they're probably not even going to have games for it or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I did see that that you're talking about, but it
Hmm.
just it wouldn't make sense though to me, because I mean they got a partnership with,
Yeah,
and
I,
I if anything I just feel them going focusing like on a PC route. If anything, making a Xbox powered PC or something. I don't know. That's just throwing that out there, but
yeah. Well, and then I was gonna say it makes sense now with, because I mean, obviously we've seen it that, yeah, I mean, Xbox really doesn't focus too much on hardware anymore. All they're really
mm,
focusing is games, and it just reminds me of when Sega stopped making consoles after the Dreamcast, and they just went full publishing. I can see Xbox doing the same thing. Um, I don't know. We'll see. Because I mean, yeah, like I said, Xbox is mostly focusing on games, but at the same time, they're acquiring studios and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I guess I'm sure that something is bound to happen here in the next couple of years where we'll have a for sure definite answer as to what they're going to be focusing on going forward. That was all the gaming news that happened. I know there's probably a little bit more things that we might have missed out on, but those are kind of some big ones and some interesting ones that we decided to keep on here to talk about. So next up, we have our main thing to kind of stray away from all the shitty stuff that's been going on these last couple of days. Is we have some hot takes. We have seen other people do these things, and some of them are valid, some of them we have opinions on. Deathface, I know you have some. We're going to go with three from each of us. So Deathface, I know you have some already. I'm going to let you go first just because the last episode when we had a main topic I went first, so I'll hand it to you.
all right. People are not gonna like me, but these are my opinions.
Yeah,
Uh,
let's state that first. Yeah.
and first of all, this first hot take, I I just do not enjoy fighting games. I don't. The only reason why I love Mortal Kombat is because the aesthetics. I'll play the game, the story, and trust me, man, I have tried my hardest to sit down and dedicate hours to um, learn how to play these damn games and learn how to do the combos, and I just cannot get it. And like skill issue, whatever, I just don't enjoy it. I wanted to, really, really like fighting games. I really wanted to try a lot of the big fighting games. Everybody likes Street Fighter and all that stuff, but I mean, I just don't enjoy them. I never really did. Like I said, Mortal Kombat, I only just liked because of the gore, the blood, and the character designs. Um, a lot of the other fighting games, like Street Fighter, Tekken, I don't really like the designs. I mean, they look cool, but it's just I gravitate more towards Mortal Kombat. Um, but that's just me. Skill issue, yeah, maybe, but I've tried. Trust me, I've tried, and I just wasn't able to. I didn't have patience for it.
Understandable. I was gonna make a little comment that is would Mortal Kombat be considered like brain rot for like casual people, because that's like the only thing that brings them in is just like the obscene gore and blood and all that kind of shit.
Probably, yeah, because yeah, probably,
I mean, that is what catches everybody's attention. So,
yeah,
one other last thing that I did want to make, and this isn't like it's a hot take, that it's a hot take from me too, with everything you're saying. But I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I've seen, because I'm the same way. I've looked up YouTube videos, tutorial on like how to play certain characters, and then they start getting in the realm of like, oh yeah, you gotta like forward dash two, blah blah blah. It's like I don't know I'm playing on a PlayStation controller that has square, triangle, circle, X.
yeah,
What is this two that you're talking about? I don't know. I guess that's just the terminology in FGC. So I
yeah.
completely
But
understand where you're coming from.
but I remember watching videos that you would kind of like put out there
Mm.
of you playing Mortal Kombat or whatever. Man, you did. I mean, way better than me. So at least you got it down somewhat. But I think the most recent time that I tried to really learn was I was trying to learn Joker on Mortal Kombat. Was it? Eh,
Injustice.
no, no, I never played
Oh,
Injustice.
MK11.
MK11, yeah. I was really wanted to learn them, and I was able to kind of get it. And then I went online and got my ass kicked. So I was like, you know what, dude, I'm done with this. I spent way
Mm.
too much shit on time on this. Um, so yeah, I remember opinions. I That's why I don't play fighting games because I'm not good at them. I don't enjoy them. I don't have fun, and that's just me. Uh, so my next hot take is kind of a little similar, but I do not enjoy games with that have anything to do with cards. I don't like I've I don't like card games, poker or whatever. Yeah, I don't even know, the name of the card game. So it's like,
There's a handful
yeah,
though.
yeah. So I don't. I like the most recent experience I had with this was when I was playing Final Fantasy VII remake and rebirth. They have Queen's Blood
Hmm.
as a mini game, and dude, they I'm the type of game where I'm the type of person where I want to do all the like the side stuff, the side quests, and these big games, these open world games. And one of them was to battle people and do the Queen's Blood matches. And man, these games. Oh, another thing is in Final Fantasy VII they have a board game as well. Stuff like that, bro. I just do not like it in video games. And I go on YouTube or whatever, and people are playing Final Fantasy, and they're playing these card games over and over again. They enjoy them so much, and I'm like, bro, how do you enjoy that? Like, I don't. I hate it. um, a lot of people love those mini games, man, and I enjoyed the other mini games that were in Final Fantasy, but the card game, Queen's Blood, and then the board game, the board style game I forgot the name of it, but those two I just did not enjoy at all, and that's why I don't play like deck builder games or any type of game that's out right now. Like a lot of real popular indie games are roguelike deck builders or whatever, and I'm just like, yeah, not for me. So not my cup of tea, man. So other than that, I think the last one is sorry, I have to. I do not enjoy playing a game multiple times.
Okay.
Uh, I hear a lot of people talk about how they played, I don't know, a certain game. Oh, this is my sixth, seventh run, and I'm just like, "Hmm, why? you know, like I the only game that I've ever played more than twice was The Last of Us Part One. The reason being is because we got favorite game of all time, whatever. Played it into 2013. I played it again when they remastered it for PS4, and then I played it again when the remake, right? The remake for PS5.
So you are
Or
part of the problem.
and I Yeah, so I'm kind of like contradicting myself, but I couldn't. I tried to do this with. I tried to replay God of War, 2018.
Mm.
I tried to replay Ragnarok. Um, I've tried to replay a lot of games, and I just get so bored. And even though I had such a good time the first time, and I consider some of these games some of my favorite games of all time, but I just can't do it. I I was on Reddit the other day, and I was looking at stuff from Starfield, and this guy in the comments, he was like, "Yeah, I have 4,000 hours in Starfield and this and that," and I was like, "What the fuck?" So I commented and I asked him, I was like, "Hey man, like what keeps bringing you back? How do you have 4,000 hours? Like, why do you keep playing this game?" And I was asking a genuine question. I wasn't trying to
Hmm.
hate. I was like, "I'm just genuinely curious. Why do you keep coming back?" And he was saying he loves to to build ships there. He likes to build the outposts and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I understand that, but when I played Starfield, I finished it and I was done with it. I was like, all right, there is so much to do in that game, but every time I play a game, that is why it takes me a long time to finish the main story, because I do want to go try to do a lot of the side stuff. But um, once I'm done with the story, bro, I'm done with the game. And if I ever do try to replay it, I don't enjoy it, because I'm like, I already did this. Like when people say they're on their 10th playthrough of Elden Ring or something like that, I'm like,
Yeah,
bro, what?
yeah.
Like that's insane to me. That's just
I
me though.
I can vouch for you at that last part you said, especially with Elden Ring, because there are a lot of people that I talk to or videos that pop up where they're like, guys, this is my seventh playthrough of Elden Ring and I'm barely finding this out. It's like, what the fuck, bro? Not more of like, why are you barely finding this out, but more of like, yeah, same thing. What purpose? I mean, there's really what, like 3 4 builds that you can do, right? Like, you got your mage, you got your tank, you got your uh, strength build, that kind of thing. I mean, that's all I can think of off the top of my head. So I kind of agree with you there, especially with Elden Ring.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do in Elden Ring. I get that. I platinumed it, and for my first run, and I cannot see me going back to doing another playthrough, because not that it was not because it was a hard game or whatever. I mean, I platinum and I beat all the bosses. Um, I fairly easy with the build that I had. It's just I do not want to go through that shit again. Like all the time I took. Like
Hmm.
I just genuinely don't understand how people can do that, and that's cool, man. I mean, that's just they're on another level, and I do have envy for people who are able to replay their favorite games over and over and over again. I mean, that's if they're having fun, then shit, dude. Like all power to you, bro. I'm kind of jealous, but I just can't do that. I don't enjoy it.
Oh, okay. All right. Those were I think those were some pretty tame hot takes. I'm gonna go with mine now. Good ones for sure though. I will say, I'm gonna go with mine. I had one that I kind of took out just because it was a pretty hot take, but the more I thought about it, I was like, I was kind of saying like, well, you know what? Yeah, I actually do enjoy it. So, my hot, I'll mention it. My hot take was going to be that I thought, I think, or I thought, I th- think thought that The Last of Us is overrated, um, and I think it's overrated in the sense of like I've seen a lot of people say that this is the best zombie game ever, and I can see that, whatever. But yeah, like I said, the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what, I do enjoy this game. I do enjoy the story on it, yada yada yada. So I left it out because I had more positives to say about it than I did negatives. So all right, so we're gonna go into my first hot take, and I'm gonna mention the one that you already know about. My hot take is that I think Devil May Cry, the reboot, I think it came out in 2013. I think that game is actually a really fun game. Now, the reason being, or the reason why I'm bringing this up as a hot take is because it's generally known as the worst adaptation or continuation, however you want to call it, of Devil May Cry. And at that time, I was a really, really big fan of Devil May Cry. So I really just wanted some more. I think at that time, I had just recently gone through like another playthrough of all the Devil May Cries. So Devil May Cry 1 through 4. I think that Devil May Cry 2 is worse than Devil May Cry 2013. And Devil May Cry 2 is a fairly hated game too. But the reason why a lot of people hate Devil May Cry 2013 is because I think a lot of people can't accept that it's just something separate from the mainline games. It does kind of follow it a little bit to what it is, but it's just entirely different. You can automatically tell uh, by the design of Dante. Um, and that was a big thing. A lot of people just did not like the design of Dante in that game. They didn't like I guess how he portrayed himself, which is understandable. I didn't like some of it either, but once I started playing the game more and more, and actually got all the way through to the very end, he was bearable. I thought the story was okay. It was a little bit more grounded than what you would see in the mainline games, as far as like it actually this sounds dumb, but it actually seemed a lot more believable than everything else because of how grounded it was. So the game was actually fun in terms of the gameplay itself. You know, doing combos was really satisfying. I thought the weapons were really good too, except for the guns. I think the guns were like just really lacking. But other than that, like sword play and all that kind of stuff was really fun. I thought this was a pretty good adaptation of Virgil with a grounded story that it was. He looked the part, and then especially I know that I'm getting to spoiler territory here, but it's a 10 plus year old game. Uh, After his kind of downfall, uh, he turned a lot more interesting, and they did have DLC for it to kind of play like his story of it after his little downfall. But yeah, it's a good game. I think it's a good game. It sucks that they didn't continue with it, and I mean I totally understand because of the negative reception that it got all around the entire time that it was out. Um, my next one is, and I think this one will probably be a hot take. I do not think that the Nintendo 64 is all that. Um, I remember when I first got it, which was early 2000s. Um, I got it at a pawn shop, or my dad got it for me at a pawn shop, and or not a pawn shop. Gosh, what are they called? Anyways, somewhere where it's like
Thrifts,
extremely thrifts. Yes,
thrift.
yeah, yeah. He got it for me for like maybe like I don't know, 30, $40. Got it for me, got me Super Mario 64 and played it. I can already tell you I hated the controller. I did not understand the controller. A lot of that might have been just due to my age, but I can't even say that because as of recent, well not recent, but maybe within the last 10 years, I bought a Nintendo 64 and I felt the same way. I just don't like the controller. I don't like the system. Especially now, and I totally understand it is an older console, but you know, there's ports of games from the PlayStation that are on the Nintendo 64 that just I didn't like. I can give the perfect example of Resident Evil 2 and Mortal Kombat trilogy to be specific. You know, there's missing things on there. The sound design is shit for most games too. Again, it's mostly just the controller for me. I just can't get past the controller on it, and I'm starting to figure that out now more, especially with Nintendo Switch, when they since they have that Nintendo 64 app to play older games, and I don't even know what the fuck button is what when it tells me to like press certain buttons. So that's me. That's just me. That's just my opinion. I know a lot of people love this console, but I think they are just blinded by nostalgia. And don't get me wrong, yes, the Nintendo 64 did have some good games. You got Donkey Kong and you got your Super Mario on there, and of course you have your uh, what is it called, Smash Bros. And your Zeldas on there. But other than that, I think that's kind of really it. That's another main thing is that there were just really no good games for me on there. Um, that's really all I can say about it. I don't know if you have some attachment to the 64, but I don't think it's all that.
Yeah, no, hell no. That's a bad take, hot take. Nah, nah, it's all good. I do. I loved my time with the Nintendo 64, but I don't remember, you know, my every single time that I played it back in the day. So it's not something that I could really remember how it really was. I do you still have your Nintendo 64?
No, I
The
sold
one
it.
that you bought?
Nope, sold it.
No, I wanted to buy one for the longest time, but I just never did it. But yeah, man. I mean, I don't know how I was playing on that controller either because that shit's atrocious.
Yeah,
And
I mean, even to this day, I don't know how to hold the fucking thing. So,
yeah,
but yeah, and I mean, on top of that too, I mean, I maybe it might have just been that it just might have been the time, man. I already had the PS2. I was hooked on my Dreamcast. I love the Dreamcast. That's actually another hot take for me is that I prefer the Dreamcast over the 64. That's another story. So maybe it just might have been the time. I don't know. I have a lot of friends that do enjoy the 64, and you know, I'm glad that people were able to enjoy it. Just was not for me. My last hot take. This is going to be kind of a recent thing. So another thing for me, or another hot take for me, is I do not like. I do not. I don't even know what kind of genre they're called, but I do not like survival crafting games. Um, I do not understand them whatsoever, and especially when they're an integral part of the gameplay. Um, I'll give a really good example. There's one game that I remember seeing when the trailer first came out. I really, really wanted to play it. I really wanted it. I think it was called The Forest. The Forest, and then there's the other one, Sons of the Forest.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then there's another one. I think it's called Green Hell, unless that's a movie. I'm not too sure, but I know for sure it was The Forest that I saw. That I was like, damn, this game looks crazy. And I remember then seeing like somebody doing an overview on it, and like the main thing was like them crafting. And then and then there's other games, of course. There's Minecraft, which I mean I don't know. I guess I was just born at the wrong time because there's a lot of people that love Minecraft, but it is just a straight up crafting game. Um, there's that one that you got. What was it? Enshrouded.
Yeah,
Um,
Enshrouded.
and then there is of course Rust, which that's the thing with a lot of games is that they have a really cool concept, but then for me the biggest turnoff is then they add in the survival craft of it. Another actually really good recent one that I can give out is Pal World, which I don't know if you've played it yet or not, but when I played it, I was hoping and thinking to myself like, oh, dude, fine, like this is actually going to be a really good competition for Pokemon, that kind of thing. And it kind of is. It's still. I'm glad that you can, from what I've played, still play it like a Pokemon game where you battle, you collect these things, but then you have a base. That's the biggest thing for me is like doing all this stuff and then coming back to your base and just having to expand upon it's just not for me, man. It's just not for me. And the biggest reason I don't know what the hell to do. I am not a creative person. I don't know what to build at my bases, that kind of stuff. There's always these options, and there's always these options of like craft a table, craft a chair, all that kind of shit. It's like for what?
Yeah.
So I think the most recent one also I can give out is when me and you were playing Fallout 76, and they have that where you can craft your own like building base, whatever. And maybe the Fallouts are like that. I'm not too sure. I'm not familiar with Fallouts, but that's my hot take right there. I just do not like build crafting type of games.
No, yeah, man. I mean, remember, I really wanted to when I got my PC at least. I saw I was looking at all these games on Steam, and I really wanted to try new games, and I bought Enshrouded, and then I don't know if I bought another like crafting type game, and I wasn't enjoying it. It was I think it was it early access still, or was it? I can't remember, but supposedly now it's a lot better than it was from when I bought it. That it's a really good game now, and I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't know. I haven't went to go play it, but I wanted to like survival crafting games a lot because it looked fun, but like kind of like you when you go and start building and then you just build like a box house, you're like this looks stupid, like,
Yes,
and then
exactly.
and then you go and you see people with crazy ass houses, you're like, how
Hmm.
the hell did you, like, they literally spent
How do
a
you have
whole
the
day
Yeah, how do you have the
doing that.
mindset to do that? Like I wouldn't be able to think of that.
Yeah, so I guess I'm on the same, and not that I don't like them. It's just a lot of work you have to do. Just and then, like you said, why build a chair and a table, and it's like, why? And just and then it
Yeah.
it gives you option to sit there, and you're just sitting there like,
Yes.
all
Yep. Yep.
right.
Yep.
The
Um,
my first kind of experience with that was in Skyrim. They
yeah.
had came out with the DLC. Damn, I can't remember the name of the DLC. There was a specific name to it where they introduced houses, and you can furnish them and this and that. And I was like, oh, cool. So I bought the DLC, uh, like a dumbass that I was, and I uh, and it was just buying houses and furnishing them, and I was like, okay, so and it was cool, but me, like how you said, not being creative and designing houses or
Hmm.
furnishing them is like, it just wasn't it just wasn't for me.
Yeah. Like I
Um,
said, I don't know. Maybe it's just. I mean, obviously, it's just not for me. But maybe I'm just. I don't have a creative mindset whatsoever. And I mean, I know I don't, but a lot of people enjoy these games, and more power to you that you can enjoy these games because that just gives you a lot more to play. But yeah, my main thing was mostly the fact that like a cool looking game gets revealed. It's like, oh damn, this looks cool, and then they pan into another section of like, you can build this, you could your imagination, blah blah blah, you can build all this stuff. It's like, ugh. And then they make it like a integral part of the game. So
Yeah.
that's, yeah, those are my hot takes. Go ahead and let us have it in the comments. This is going to conclude the episode though. So Deathface, where can everybody find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, deathface underscore, Twitch, Lord Leprosy, and then you can go subscribe to our YouTube channel, Chilling with Death. We have what is this? Our ninth episode.
Mm,
We have 8 episodes on there. This will be the ninth going up, by tomorrow. And we got some shorts on there, and
yeah.
I really want to see if we can uh, post some like gameplay, just us having fun or whatever. But we just need to find time for that because my schedule changed, and your schedule is a little bit. I mean, it's always
Yeah.
you always got something going on. So just keep on the lookout for new stuff to come. Hopefully, we'll get some gameplay soon. I know we've been talking about it, but yeah, just go ahead and follow us on there and stay tuned.
You can find me Instagram, Damien Chillin, TikTok. I'm gonna start bringing up TikTok just because that's where I also post shorts. Damien Chillin, and I don't know, maybe sometime down the road we'll end up making a TikTok specifically for the podcast. But you can also find me on, or yeah, you can find us on Instagram, Chilling with Death, and then same thing, YouTube. Go ahead and check us out there, Chilling with Death. Where yeah, we post shorts on there. Same thing with our Instagram. That way you can be up to date on what is going on, what we're posting, that kind of thing. Um, I just want to say thank you to everybody who does listen in. I do get some people who tell me, who bring up some suggestions, that kind of thing. So that tells me people are listening, and I see it too. So thank you guys, especially those of you who make it to the very end. So this concludes the episode. So peace out, guys.
Peace.